Should we be afraid of what people think of us when doing the right thing? If a teenager decides to leave his friends because they are a bad influence on him, should he be concerned about what they will think? Should a marriage be delayed just because the wedding won't stand up to the current standard? Most importantly, should our morals and values be completely dependent on our surroundings? They say that the greatest sign a fish is alive in the water is when it goes against the flow. Sometimes, in order to do the right thing, we've got to go against the flow. And just as the fish cannot survive outside the water, us too, we can't leave the reality of the world we were born into. We have a rule, Al tifosh min hatzibur. Don't separate yourself from the congregation. The Ramchal famously explains that it only applies when people are acting like decent human beings. Judaism says, do not be concerned or afraid of other people if you decide to do the right thing. Just like King David said, Adabra be'edotecha velo evosh. I will speak the wisdom of your Torah amongst the kings of the world with no shame. They spoke of their wealth and wives, but King David spoke wisdom of the Torah with no shame.
There is an additional fascinating idea that is taught many times throughout the Torah. Moshe was given the job to collect all the money for the temple. Special diamonds, silver, copper, gold, and many other expensive materials were all given to him. The Torah goes out of its way to repeat itself in the portion of Pikudei to tell me the exact calculation what everything was used for. The Talmud explains that even though Moshe Rabbeinu was trusted, he still wanted to explain exactly what he did with the money in order to avoid any suspicion that maybe he was using some money for himself. And that is a great lesson. Of course, when doing the right thing, I should not be afraid of what people think, but I should do everything I can to avoid suspicion. We can't assume people will give me benefit of the doubt. Moshe Rabbeinu himself later says, Nikiyim tiyu, make sure that you are clean from God and from the people. A person should not only make sure that they are right with God, they must make sure they are also right with people. We must leave no room for suspicion. The Talmud in Yomah teaches me that there was a certain family appointed in all the spices of the temple, and never did any of their daughters leave the home perfumed, so that no one will ever suspect them of using the spices of the temple for their own benefit. The greatest of our people had no shame doing the right thing, but were filled with shame if misunderstood as doing the wrong thing.
This is Rabbi Jack and Shira from your Aishlit family.
Thank you.